playing as Michael in FNAF 3, hallucinating all of the past pizzerias being burned to the ground, we're playing as Henry, hallucinating his...
We're playing as Henry?
Let me ask you a question. Which character in this franchise is a version of Freddy Fazbear that is a good guy and that has recently burned down an entire mall? Glamrock Freddy. What if Glamrock Freddy was meant to be Henry, not...
Okay, you lost me. I have FNAF opinions, but not theories, because there's so much to unpack here. Hey everyone, it's Bree. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back in another video, and as I've said before, on my main channel, I'm gonna start doing gaming specific reactions on my gaming channel. And so we're gonna be starting things off with FNAF's video. I solved the story of FNAF. Now, this is not my first reaction to this channel, or this is not my first time watching a video from this channel. This is my first time filming a reaction, but just so you guys know, I am caught up on all of his theories. I think John FNAF, he's amazing. His theories are literally incredible, like some of the best I've seen in a while. And you know, I really enjoys when he puts out content, even if it's not the most polished, or even if all the pieces don't necessarily align. I just love seeing him pick apart these games in a way that no one else has, and I've really been enjoying his videos. And so I have watched pretty much every single video that he's put out except this one. I have not seen this one yet. And so I said, you know what, I'm gonna actually save it for a video. And so we're gonna be reacting to this. I have also seen, again, I'm caught up on pretty much everything at this point. I have seen MatPat's timeline video, and I've also seen their live talk back where they had, you know, all the FNAF YouTubers on there, and they were discussing his timeline, stuff like that. So I'm curious to see John's take on the story. The video is only 13 minutes long, so I'm not expecting a full-length timeline, but I'm curious to see where he goes with this. So yeah, let's hop right into the video.
We were wrong about some big parts of the FNAF story, and in this video, I'm gonna prove it to you. But in order to do that, we need to solve one of the biggest mysteries in Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh wait, there we go.
Five Nights at Freddy's 4 was one of the most divisive games in the franchise. Mostly because no one could figure out what the story was really supposed to be, and it left too many questions on the table. Scott even acknowledged at one point that no one had figured out the true story of the game. That was
I remember that.
until MatPat came along. In December of 2015, MatPat uploaded his infamous Dream Theory video. And although it came with a bunch of backlash, I think the community has collectively agreed that the Dream Theory is what Scott intended to do with FNAF 4. But one thing that's remained a mystery to this day is the box. When you beat the game, this box appears on screen with the words, "Perhaps some things are best left forgotten for now." This quickly became one of FNAF's biggest questions. What's in the box?
Yep.
In October of 2015, during MatPat's FNAF livestream featuring other FNAF YouTubers...
And also, real quick, I'm sorry, I when it comes to me in these reaction videos, I'm someone that typically will pause and add commentary. If you guys don't like that, just let me know and I try to refrain. But this is normally how I do reactions. I usually, you know, will pause if I have something to say. So, real quick little backstory when it comes to me and FNAF. So, I was a little late to the game when it comes to FNAF. I was not into the games and stuff like that when the game first came out. I was very much a late bloomer. I didn't get into FNAF until my roommate actually put me on to FNAF when I got to college. So, when I was like 18, 19... that's when I first got into FNAF. And so I had spent like my first whole semester at college catching up on all the gameplays, all the videos, all the theories on FNAF. And so in the midst of a lot of these things happening, I wasn't there when it first happened. I had to like catch up on it later.
Scott started leaving hints on scottgames.com. In retrospect, these hints were obviously pointing towards Dream Theory. What's seen in shadows is easily misunderstood in the mind of a child, but most importantly, in the FNAF 4 minigame, why would Toy Chica be missing her beak? This was Scott trying to say that the reason Toy Chica is missing her beak in FNAF 2 is because the crying child saw a literal Toy Chica missing her beak. All of the FNAF games were reflections of the crying child and the plushies, toys, and shadows he saw in his life. Foxy even turns into a plushie when you shut the closet door on him. So the way that Scott was hinting at Dream Theory was pointing out the literal toys and plushies that are reflected in the games. We've been so busy trying to figure out what's inside the box that we haven't thought of what the box actually is. So what's the box? It's a toy box, filled with the toys and plushies that led to him having the nightmares we experienced throughout the series. If you Google trunk for toys right now, you'll find that there's plenty of examples of this exact box being a toy box. But
no, he's right. Sorry, I keep pausing. No, he's right though. Like, yeah, this is
of examples of this exact box being a toy box. But as we see in FNAF 4, the box is locked. That's because the crying child is dead, and the memories and toys that started all of this are now locked away, destined to be forgotten, at least for now. Need more proof? In Security Breach Fury's Rage, the final boss is this thing. A giant slug with keyholes and a bunch of toys floating around in its head along with the box itself. And what is this monster called? The Dreamgeist. But that's what the box was supposed to be. Scott has since said that what's in the box has changed. So what is it now? The culmination of the news story was when Henry Emily burned everything to the ground in Pizzeria's simulator. And I think Matt Pett was right when he said the box is the literal location that Henry trapped them in. But there never really was any more evidence for that other than comparing what the box looked like to the map until today. One of the things that's always bothered me is why Scott chose to call Henry's plan Paragraph 4. This seemed extremely random and a detail that didn't really need to be in the game. On August 24th, 2015, Scott released a Steam post talking about the Halloween update to FNAF 4 and the box. This was the post where he said that no one has figured out FNAF 4 and that the box would never be opened. But when in this post does Scott start talking about the box?
Paragraph 4.
You could say that that sentence is...
See, this is why I like his videos, man, because he goes so into detail about things that like you think about, right? Like you think about like, oh, like, you know, Chica's missing beak and, you know, the box, and or even just a paragraph 4 thing is like, yeah, where did paragraph 4 come from? I don't think anyone's ever covered that. So the fact that he's been able to make these connections to these little things that like were never solved,
fourth paragraph, or you could combine that sentence with the next paragraph. No matter how you spin it, I believe this is what Scott was pointing to when he decided to call Henry's plan Paragraph 4. Matt Pett just finished his FNAF timeline series, and it's great. Go watch it. But the one part of the timeline I don't really agree with is Michael Afton going pizza...
Also, sorry, side note. I have watched, like I said, I have watched Matt Pett's timeline. If you guys want me to watch it again and react to it on the channel and give my commentary on it, let me know that in the comments down below. Otherwise I probably won't, because again, it won't be like a first time watch. But if you guys want me to provide, like, you know, my feedback on Matt Pett's theory, what my thoughts are on it, what I like, what I dislike, let me know in the comments down below.
Pizzeria by Pizzeria, burning them down and making up for his father's mistakes. The way I understand Michael's story is that he was a bully towards his younger brother, but once he took things too far and got his brother killed, it changed him. In his brother's final moments, we hear him apologize, with William saying, "I will put you back together." William then builds his secret bunker, where he literally tries putting his family back together, but he needs one thing to be able to do that: remnant. After Michael learns that his dad could bring his brother back, he starts going pizzeria to pizzeria, not to burn them down, but to help collect all of the haunted endoskeletons that could be used to make remnant. The reason Michael gets fired for tampering with the animatronics and odor is because he was literally dismantling the animatronics that had corpses in them, and that phone guy repeatedly emphasizes are smelly. But while this father and son duo were busy murdering and dismantling animatronics, one other person came into the picture.
We don't have a replacement for your shift yet, but we're working on it. We're going to try to contact the original restaurant owner. I think the name of the place is Red Bear's Family Diner or something like that. It's closed for years, though. I doubt we'll be able to track anybody down.
After William Afton strikes at the FNAF 2 location in 1987, he says that they're trying to find a replacement for the current security guard and that they're going to try reaching out to Henry. This was the moment that Henry became aware of what's going on and actively tried stopping stopping it. Phone Guy refers to Henry as the original owner.
We're gonna try to contact the original restaurant owner.
Are we sure? Are we sure that's not referring to William? I mean, maybe.
I think after what happened at his restaurant, Fredbear's Family Diner, he lost the company. It was his animatronic that bit the crying child, and it was outside of his pizzeria that his daughter was killed. This is why he had to make the mediocre melodies in FNAF 6.
Okay.
He no longer has the rights to the original Freddy gang because of what happened at Fredbear's Family Diner. But even after losing the company, he wanted to make sure that what happened to his kid didn't happen to anyone else. In order to do that, he started working as the nighttime security guard, having to use a fake name because of what happened in his past. He then worked at the FNAF 2 location months after it was shut down. We know this because Phone Guy says,
"Hello and welcome to your new summer job."
But our paychecks say it's November. What we see in FNAF 2 is the result of them contacting Henry. Henry starts his work at the FNAF 2 location, but is still getting attacked by the animatronics because William tampered with their facial recognition systems.
Someone may have tampered with their facial recognition system.
Henry works his 6 days out of the week and takes the 7th to rest. But the minute he decided to rest, Michael came in and took all of the endos from the toy animatronics. His first day on the job. Henry failed, but he wasn't about to give up. The new CEO of Fazbear Entertainment reassures everyone that they'll be back, even if they have to shrink their budget and reuse the old animatronics to do so. It was between Fredbear's Family Diner closing and the 1987 location opening that the new CEO came into play. In FNAF 1, we see the new CEO follow through on their plan. They can't reuse the toy animatronics because their endos were taken by Michael, so they're forced to reuse and fix up the old withered animatronics. These animatronics were already possessed by the kids who were killed in the original Freddy Fazbear's Pizza before the FNAF 2 location opened.
By now, I'm sure you've noticed the older model sitting in the back room. Those are from the previous location, but they were just so ugly, you know, for the smell.
The FNAF 1 location in 1993 didn't close because there were more murders. It closed because of Fazbear Entertainment's bad reputation. No one wanted to go to the new pizzeria because of what happened in their past. So the 1993 location shut down. But Michael, once again, went back to guard the abandoned pizzeria. And on the final night, his father dismantled the animatronics. But as we see in the FNAF 3 minigames, the spirits of the dead kids fought back and kind of successfully killed William Afton by getting them spring-locked in the suit he used to kill them. This had to have happened now because William Afton used that suit to kill the kids in 1987 that now possess the toy animatronics.
We had a spare in the back, the yellow one. Someone used it.
If no kids were really murdered in the 1993 location, and the pizzeria really did shut down just because people didn't want to go, then these animatronics would have no reason to be haunted. That's why I think these animatronics have to be the reused versions of the haunted withered animatronics, and William Afton dismantling them has to be after the events of FNAF 1, because we see them perfectly fine in-game. But with William Afton gone, there was still Michael left. So Michael had to take the endos from the dismantled animatronics, leading him to get fired once again for odor and tampering with the animatronics. The father-son duo both knew what the plan was, so Michael took all of the endos him and his father collected and did what he was told to do.
Just like you asked me to.
He went down to the sister location bunker and started putting the family back together. After Fazbear Entertainment collapsed, Henry got word that someone was trying to open a horror attraction.
So, sorry, I'm just gonna process all this. So, I know Matt Pat touched on some of these topics as well. So basically he's saying that Michael was helping William? Is that where we're going with this?
On the rumors surrounding his old company. He wasn't going to take any chances this time, so he decided to start working there as a security guard so he could...
And that William lost his company to Henry. Is that where we're going now with the story? I mean, it makes for a compelling story. It is really interesting to... that perspective is interesting. That at some point William did lose his business and that Henry, I guess, saved him at some point. It's interesting.
Keep an eye on things. The Afton duo already taking all of the endos of the past animatronics lines up because in FNAF 3 we only see the shells of the animatronics scattered throughout the building. Henry starts his first night on the job and everything's going great until night 2. Phone Dude mentions that while looking for animatronics they found a quote real one in a previously boarded up safe room.
You're not gonna believe this. We found one. A real real one.
I remember
William
that.
Afton was officially back and would do anything to stop Henry from destroying his plan. Henry had no idea what to do this time, until he got an idea from Phone Dude.
So we had to make sure everything works and nothing catches on fire. Yeah, I wasn't joking about the fire.
Okay.
That's the real risk.
What if he burned the whole place to the ground, with all of the previous Fazbear relics and his ex-business partner inside? The player in FNAF 3 is hallucinating being attacked by burned versions of the past animatronics. But these animatronics couldn't have already been burned because we see the animatronic shells perfectly fine scattered throughout the building. So the player in FNAF 3 can't be hallucinating something that already happened. They have to be hallucinating something that's going to happen. We aren't playing as Michael in FNAF 3, hallucinating all of the past pizzerias being burned to the ground. We're playing as Henry, hallucinating his...
We're playing as Henry? I mean, okay, if he's saying that Henry was the one that burnt down the pizzeria, then yeah, I guess that would make sense that Henry would be in there because he's getting ready to burn down the pizzeria. But I don't know if that's... I mean, granted, I know the story has evolved over time and, like, you know, back then when Scott was making these games, I'm sure that he didn't think this far ahead in terms of the story. But I don't know if it was Scott's intent to make Henry the person that we're playing as in FNAF 3. But I'm going to let John cook.
Endgame for how he's going to stop William Afton once and for all. Henry now needs to figure out a way to burn the place to the ground without being at fault. But since he's a skilled engineer, he's able to tamper with the wiring so it goes off when he's not there.
Okay.
So he burns the whole place to the ground, but as we see in the newspaper at the end of the game, his plan fails. Pizzeria Simulator happens very shortly after FNAF 3, since the blueprints say Henry 2023, the same year that FNAF 3 takes place.
Okay.
After FNAF 3 failed, he realized he needed to get all of William's victims in one place, including his daughter.
I have to call them all back, all of them, together in one place.
He emphasizes all of them, not just William Afton and some animatronic shells. At this point, the events of Sister Location have already happened. We see the burnt down Fazbear Frights during Michael's speech at the end of Sister Location. Michael says that all he needs to do now is find his father.
I'm going to come find you.
Which is exactly what lands him in the FNAF 6 pizzeria. He went there because he was trying to find his dad. Paragraph 4 was Henry's second attempt at trying to burn everything to the ground.
Yes.
The first time he failed, and it looks like he failed the second time too, but at least he tried. So
Yeah.
now that we've established that the story of FNAF is about Henry trying to stop William Afton's plan, these cutscenes in Ultimate Custom Night make a lot more sense.
Oh, let me hear him. Let me see.
私がそこにいる間、私はビジョンを持っていたと思う。
I think in retrospect, these were meant to represent the battle between Henry and William. Henry is the bear, William is the fox, and Michael is Mangle. In these cutscenes, the common theme is that the bear keeps coming up with new plans to stop the fox.
Yeah.
But none of them work, which is what we see.
That is so crazy. Because again, it's like with the anime that was in Ultimate Custom Night. Again, I don't think anyone ever covered like the meaning. Like I think people covered the Chica one, like where she like went to school or whatever. But I don't think anyone ever figured out the other anime one. So okay, this is a very interesting take. He's right. It does make a little bit more sense when you think about it from the context of Henry trying to stop William. That's very interesting.
See in FNAF 2, FNAF 3, and now Pizzeria Simulator. Like I said, Henry is meant to be Freddy in these cutscenes. This lines up with the Ultimate Guide saying that Henry was known for wearing the Fredbear costume, and you can also see him holding a Freddy blueprint.
I feel like I need to read the books.
Now that we've established that Henry is
'Cause
the
I
one
don't
known
read the
for
books.
burning down buildings, not Michael, let me ask you a question. Which character in this franchise is a version of Freddy Fazbear that is a good guy and that has recently burned down an entire mall? Glamrock Freddy. What if Glamrock Freddy was meant to be Henry, not...
Okay, you lost me. You lost me. Glamrock Freddy as Henry? I don't agree with that one. I don't agree with that
I
one.
think instead of Glamrock Freddy being a big brother to Gregory,
I-
he was the father figure that the crying child always needed but never had.
I don't
Even
think
if
so.
you don't think Gregory's the crying child, Glamrock Freddy's personality more aligns with Henry's than it does Michael's. All he wanted was to stop William, and to make sure that what happened to his kid never happened to any other kids. Freddy says in the final...
Because what's happening, right, is that John is trying to say that we play as Henry instead of Michael in FNAF 3. And so I feel like whoever... just based off of how he's structuring this, it seems like whoever you believe is the person that you're playing as in FNAF 3 is who would most likely be representative of through Glamrock Freddy. I probably said that so horrible, but I think you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, so basically, if it's Michael that's that we're playing as in, or not even Michael, because, well, yeah, Michael. If you're playing as Michael in FNAF 3, then you can. Okay, I'm trying. This is why I don't do theories. I have FNAF opinions, but not theories, because there's so much to unpack here. So, if you're of the belief that Michael is the protagonist in FNAF 3, then you can also be led to believe that Glamrock Freddy represents Michael. However, if you believe that it's Henry that you're playing as in FNAF 3, then you could also see how Henry, or how Glamrock Freddy could represent Henry. I think that's what he's trying to say.
Ultimate Custom Night cutscene, the sun sets and the land returns to darkness. But today it promises a new light, for the fox has fled these lands. For although my failures were many, it seems they can now be measured as a victory. But this is not the end. I will pursue the fox. I will find him in whatever land he has fled to. It is my destiny, and it is his. Henry is not going to rest until Afton is stopped. This is a trait that runs in the family.
It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then. So let me save you now.
He couldn't protect his own daughter then,
But I can protect you.
but he can protect Gregory now. The story of Five Nights at Freddy's is about desperation. William and Michael were so desperate to get their families back that they were willing to destroy other families in the process, and Henry was desperate to stop them. In a recent interview, J-Top from Steelwool Studios talked about what makes a good villain.
It's always about a person that has done something that has caused a situation and then getting their comeuppance. It's kind of like the heart of it. Like, why is Freddy Krueger popular? Well, it's a revenge story, isn't it? These aren't just like these supernatural forces that came out of nowhere to just hurt people and punish people.
I need to
Like,
rewatch this.
They were results of other wrongdoing.
A good villain needs to have a good reason why they're bad. William and Michael definitely are the villains of this franchise, but their motivations lie deeper than just killing for fun. They were
Michael
working
being a
together
villain
to
is
try and rebuild
interesting.
Their family. Their desperation blinded them as they started making everyone else pay for the mistakes they made. And if we learned anything today, it's that if William always comes back, Henry won't be far behind him.
Okay, so, again, great video. I really liked it. Really enjoyed it. Like I said, I really like the way that he, finds these little details, even if it's in a Reddit post or, whatever it is, like him being able to pull this stuff together is just incredible. But as always, you have things that you agree with and disagree with, right? I could see the vision in terms of him believing that Henry, for one, is the protagonist in FNAF 3. Him being Glamrock Freddy, though, based off the evidence points that John gave in like some of the voice lines that Glamrock Freddy had, as well as him burning down the Pizzaplex, I could see why that would tie to Henry, because I will say that Glamrock Freddy burning down the Pizzaplex didn't make a whole lot of sense. But again, it's like all the evidence that you have could go either way. Like it could, like, just as much as it could be Michael in these situations, it could just as easily be Henry based off of the evidence that John gave. And so I can see it both ways, and both scenarios work, but I honestly feel in my gut that it's Michael. I don't believe it's Henry. But if it is Henry, I could see how that would work based off of the evidence that John gave. And so yeah, I really enjoyed this theory. Really enjoyed this video. I think it definitely puts it puts some different perspectives out there, which we really need when it comes to this franchise, because there's just so much going on. And yeah, but hopefully we get some of those answers. And I'd be really curious to see, like, when the Ruin DLC comes out, if there's a resurgence or a confirmation of some of these past characters coming back, whether it's Charlie, whether it's Crying Child, whether it's Henry. Like, I'm curious if these characters are gonna pop back up in the Ruin DLC. That would be crazy if that happened. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts on this video. Do you guys agree with John's points? Do you disagree? Let me know your overall thoughts in the comments down below. And also, let me know what other gaming, FNAF, any other type of videos that you guys want me to react to, give my commentary on. Let me know in the comments down below. And also let me know if you guys want me to go back and rewatch MatPat's timeline and give my feedback on that. Let me know that as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give it a big thumbs up, and please subscribe to my channel if you guys want to check out more gaming content from me. And I will see you guys in the next video.